So Hyte stepping into the cooler game with their first all-in-one liquid cooler, the Thicc Q60. And when they said it was thick, they weren't kidding. So with Hyte being Hyte, they took a different approach at the cooler design by integrating an ultra-slim 5-inch IPS display that's almost the same size as an old iPhone. But that's besides the point because they claim this to be one of the coolest performing and quietest AIO, so let's dig into this. Alright, so let's unbox this cooler. It's not my first time seeing it, but I always do enjoy the unboxing experience. If we just lift this up. Rip for thick. See, in this generation, this can mean multiple things, so let's hope it was Hyte's right intention. But what they're asking is what we're gonna do. Rip thick. All right, I'm just gonna move this over here, move this over. Damn. So at a first look at it, there's nothing too crazy about the packaging. It just has some nice individually boxed things. We got some cables, Intel mounting kit. That's just boring. Manual, no one needs that. Let's actually take out the star of this show, the Q60 itself. Taking a look at this cooler. Pretty thick. They did live up to the name. They were not lying. It seems that they do plan on putting it as an intake orientation. So you'd be mounting it like this. I do see that Hyte is using their brand new FP120 thick fans, if I'm not mistaken. FP12, sorry. FP12 fans, which actually daisy chain together magnetically and get powered via Type-C right through here. But that's still not the best part about this cooler. This cooler actually comes with, if I could get it out, this 5-inch ultra thin display that I mentioned earlier. Now getting a closer look at the screen, it has a 720 by 1280 resolution with a 60 Hz refresh rate and 300 nits of brightness, delivering some pretty crisp visuals. But before we talk more about the cooler, let's see what it actually comes with. You do get a a 2 Type-C connection type power cable. I don't know the exact term for it yet, but I don't know. What would you call it?
The plug thing.
The plug thing. All right, we're gonna go with the plug thing. So this plug thing converts to a 6-pin GPU. It also requires PWM, obviously, off your motherboard, and a USB 2.0 header to connect to the Nexus software that they use for the screen. We'll put that aside. You also get some boring mounting hardware, AMD and Intel. And that's about it. We're gonna take off this protective cover. Hyte did route all the internal cables throughout the hose pump, so you actually don't see it at all. You also got some nice pre-installed thermal paste in a really interesting pattern. We're still yet to test it, so we'll find out if this thermal paste pattern is actually effective or not, even though that doesn't really matter. Now, one of the coolest things about this AIO is that it has a quad-core Cortex processor with 2 gigs of DDR4 RAM and 32 gigs of eMMC storage. It also features a dual harmonic pump that can push it up to 4,500 RPM, and with that type of speed, you'd expect some high RPM fans, and that's exactly what they did by using their thick FP12 fans. These bad boys can spin up to 3,000 RPM, delivering a crazy 105 CFM airflow rate. And that literally blows my mind. We will be comparing this to some other 360mm AIOs alongside some air coolers to see how this really performs. But let me know how you guys think this will perform and stay tuned for the next video. Crazy 105 CFM airflow rate. And that literally blows my mind. You get the joke? Literally blows. Okay.